Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Twilight Zone from CZT Suzanne McNeill. Probably should have done this one in October, but I don't know. We were doing other things. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we were doing Inktober. That's why. All right. Well, this is fun anytime. All right. I am going to put four corner dots and a border because one of the neat things that Linda Farmer of tanglepatterns.com fame said that this could be a great fill-in for any kind of a shape. She mentions a heart in particular, and so we're just going to do this straight, but I thought, oh yeah, let's do it in a border so that way we can play with it that way. So this really is a take on the Tangle Knightsbridge. And I know one person, Mom, who probably won't be doing this tangle. She doesn't like all the fill in. And you know what? We don't all we joke about this. So if you happen to join us on a call, this it's one of the inside jokes, one of the many, and it's tedious. There's a lot of filling in. Some of us like that. Some of us don't. It's all okay. There's tons of other tangles. But this is neat because it creates a neat effect. And actually, as I'm looking at this, I decided all of a sudden it's like, oh, I want to try this a little bit different than I had. So we'll be experimenting together. So in whatever space that you want to fill this in with, I'm going to start with. I'm going to do S shapes. One thing I found with this, and I'm not worrying about wherever the first crossover happens, that's where it's going to stay. One of the things I found with this is that you really do need to have an even number of spokes coming from the center. Now, when I was first playing with it, I picked a center and I was doing curved lines coming out of it, and as I was looking closer, I'm like, those kind of look like S shapes. And so that's I thought, well, I'm going to just do that, and then just being careful to have them cross in the center. And let's see, do I need one more? Maybe here, yeah, because there's enough room there. Okay, right. Well, I did them. It's going to be an even number because I was drawing them straight across, and so that'll be good. And here's why: because as I was playing with it, when I was doing it singly, just uh, from the center, and I wasn't paying any attention. Well, as I was doing the fill-in part, I'm like, oh, well, I need to divide this because all of a sudden I'm going to have it's not going to work filling in every other box. So so anyway, that's why I was like, oh, I got to be careful to do that. And I think I like this. So then, after you have this set, and you can fill in this center at whatever point you want. And actually, oh, I'm just gonna put that circle there, and then, and I'm gonna make these narrow, like Suzanne has done here, and maybe a little bit off. I'm not worrying about like this thinner here, thicker there. I'm not worrying about it at all. One of the things that Linda had put in the comments on this one is that having the curvy lines gives it the kind of vortex look. And now all of a sudden, because I thought I had seen another tangle like this, and maybe it was called Vortex. I'm gonna have to look, but I'm sure this one, because let's see, this one, at least when Linda put it on. Oh no! Oh, she put it on in 2022. But these are from Suzanne's books, and so I'm going to dare say that it probably predates. But all right, so there we go. Then she has the center filled in, which is nice because it's too thin down there to see and tell um, where your lines are going to be. And yeah, and do take a look at the link. So the link is in the for more inspiration. That's where I always put where either where I found it. If I find multiple places by chance, I will put them there. I'm going to start this one. I'm going to start coloring right here, filling in, I should say, just because that one is thin. And interestingly, this came from our from Rick and Maria, and I think it was Maria that said, and we were doing some kind of a fill in, and I think it was a Knightsbridge, probably a Knightsbridge variation. I think I can move to a graphic one now. And I thought it was interesting because I have gotten kind of caught before, especially if I do something extra creative with, say, Knightsbridge or like this, where you're filling in every other one. And so what she said was, and I'm going around just because I want to, um, but where one corner touches another, that's where you put your ink. So instead of just going, I could have gone every other one up, and you can, but every once in a while, like I said, if I've gotten a little extra fancy, then I get like I did earlier playing with this, and it's like, well, wait a minute, I'm gonna have two color filled in spots and see what I did. Oh no, I did that right. I think and actually, if I start from that corner, that's probably a good help, because and maybe you've done this before where you did what I just did. It's like, wait, oh no, but I should be fine. But actually, this has kind of a neat look, and you could play on that, because in the on Suzanne's step out, she does show kind of a variation where um, the outer ones are not necessarily filled in. They're kind of filled in with lines, and it's not. It's just it's well, it's not necessarily random, but do take a look, because it's rather interesting. And so here's what I'm going to do. Let me skip this one. So I'm of course skipping this, right? And this, see, this bleeds over into here, or that those corners touch. But I'm almost thinking you could have some fun making spirals going out this way by just focusing on, when you fill them in, and maybe separating them. So like if I didn't do this one, but I would have done this one, skip like right here, and then continue. I don't know. Just having the thought. But however you want to fill them in, it works. I just thought that was a neat concept, because it does save the gasp. And two, it kind of makes it a little bit more interesting filling it in. So, and I like this graphic one because it fills in really, really nice. Except, and a lot of times this is what I'll trace, because I don't want to get this. I mean, it's a fatter tip, obviously, and I don't want to accidentally, have that going out. So, ooh, and see, and I could come down. So you can have fun with patterns filling these in. But Linda, I think I have distracted myself like 3 times already. One of the things that Linda was saying her um, in her comments on her site here, where this is posted, that having the curved lines, those initial spokes, gives it that. Oh, maybe I said it gives it that vortex look. So you can play with that. At first, I was gonna do it just kind of, um, wiggly, but then as I was, like I said, I was looking at Suzanne's step out. I started seeing kind of these S type shapes emerging. I'm like, oh well, let's do that. And so far, it has worked really well. Well, here's what I'm going to do, because you don't need to watch me uh, doing this unless you're tangling along with me, and I hope you are. And if you are, let's do this. You hit pause in a moment. I'm going to hit pause. And when you're done, unpause. Then I'll be done at the same time. It'll be like magic. All right, hitting pause now. And see you back in a moment when this is filled in. Welcome back. All right, so this is pretty much done. One thing I did want to mention, because as I was doing the fill in with the graphic one, and a lot of times I will steer clear of the edges just because, like right here, I don't want a chance going over. So I always come back with the graphic or the, whatever I used to begin with, the 01, and just do some touching up. And if by chance I need to tidy something up, then I do. I think that looks pretty good. It's so neat, huh? Now, you can also play, and I guess I sort of did, made them a little bit wider as I came out, but yeah, a lot of fun that you can have with this, and especially if you, um, gosh, if you know how to manipulate things, because looking back again, I think she had these a little bit longer, and that created almost like a platform where where it does look, like I said, looks like a vortex. So, and it doesn't look like she did honestly too much shading in there, but I'm thinking, I don't know, you know what, sometimes these are just nice the way they are. Although one thing I am gonna do, because I drew over some of this graphite on the outside, why not, we'll just take that out, and at the same time I'm contemplating, whoops, um, to do something on that inside. I'm almost thinking, you know what, probably good to just leave well enough alone. but why not do this? Because what's neat about it does also, I like the hazy look, that it can get. So it could look like a portal to another dimension in this piece of paper. And making the having the graphite come out a little bit kind of helps that. I am so tempted to all right, so we'll take a snapshot of this, and I'm very tempted to take some graphite down, so that way down at the bottom it is say darker with the graphite. But you know what, let me just do this just because I want to try. And even though this is a quickie, let's see, which one was this? I don't remember, but it'll be okay. Even though this is a quickie tangle, I do like to add something in as far as shading goes. And I just can't help myself but to, oh, see what that did? Oh my goodness. Okay, so so I did here and here. That just like causes a shift in the space-time continuum. It does. So, that, and so I did those two. I'm kind of trying to go in between sort of what I did, and then I can decide if I want to do all of them or not. And I just put some graphite just down the center and bringing it out either side. Oh no, I'm just going to leave it like that. Wow. That's neat. So I didn't necessarily, I left a cup, well, really, did I just leave a cup? I left a couple in each section. Now I can't even see. Didn't. Okay, so there's just two. So let's just do it. How did I manage that? I got this. Oh, because I wasn't following. Hard to tell where those lines were at before. Oops. And I'm not, I don't have a lot of room, so I'm not going out so far. But wow. Okay, I'm glad I did. That was fun. So, and I hope that you let me. You know what? Let me just dim this light a little bit so we can get even more contrast. Speaking of contrast, besides being kind of an optical illusion, um, this and also Knight's Bridge, is nice, nice high contrast tangles and fun to add in. When you're doing a larger work, just to have that the contrast, the high contrast in a tangle where it's kind of 50-50-ish black and white or filled in white. It adds such um, neat extra dimension and contrast. Said that 5 times. Um, to your tangle. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this. I did. So, if you did, would love to have you click like, um, and feel free to share it, leave comments, and if you liked it enough to see more, I would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. Um, in the description section, I've already mentioned that's where you'll find links to the step outs. I always do my own version and then link that I had mentioned the for more inspiration link, and it's exactly for that purpose. Below those, ways to connect with me. So I have a link to my website, a link if you happen to be on Facebook, a link to our amazing Tangle Addicts Facebook community. Just a warning, I have 2 required questions on there. Um, they must be answered. They must be answered in order to get into the group, and in the right way, because I just want to make sure to set the right tone for the group, and and we I'm protective of it. So we like to have a good time. We're completely welcoming, but just want to make sure that we're not, we don't have, people that are just, I don't know. I haven't had to remove too many posts, things that were inappropriate, but and I hate doing that. So I'm like, this is easier. I ask these questions, and then, I don't have so much on the other end. So anyway, um would love to have you join us there. Also, on my website, you will find that I do classes. Actually, if you join us on the Facebook group, because I post them there as well, I do classes almost twice weekly. A lot of them are free. I do have some that are paid. I also have a membership club. So if you really like tangling, check us out for free first. And so if you like it enough that you think you'd want to do at least a class a month, then it's a good deal. Because I have one exclusive class that's just for club members. So um, there's a lot that you get. So we'd love to have you just take a look at it. But hey, join us for free, see if you like it, and then we go from there. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.